Hello friends, Heather here, and today I would like to share with you another vintage shabby chic Victorian inspired Christmas ornament that I have made using my digital collage sheets. And the reason I made this is because I have a new challenge going on my blog that starts today, February 16th, and it is called The Second Day of Christmas My True Love Gave to Me. And all I'm asking for is that you use at least, one or two images from my collage sheets and that you use two of something on your creation. So we're kind of keeping it simple and that we just are looking for a Christmas theme and you're using two of something and at least one of my digital images from my collage sheets. So I just wanted to show you real quick, give you a little talk through of how I made my Christmas ornament here. So I started out with um, my tag bases, and these are the fancy tag Christmas pink music tags. And you can either just do one and not decorate the back, or you can put one on the back, and then that way you have a nice finished piece on both sides. All right, so that is one collage sheet. Then from my vintage mitten, my Victorian mitten ornament set, I used the pink candy canes, the large pink candy canes. And again, you can just print out, four of the large candy canes, so you can do them front and back if you like. Or again, you can just do two, but you want to make sure you have one going each way because they're going to fit on my card as well, or my ornament. Now, from my angel ornament that I did, I used the large blue star, the music star. So what I've done is I'm going to just get that out of the way. I've taken my base and then I glued at an angle on my star. I used one of the little ivory hole enforcers here at the top. And of course, I inked all my edges with Ranger's Vintage, actually frayed burlap. So Ranger's frayed burlap. And I use my foam applicator to do that. So here, let me just show you real quick in case you haven't ever done that before. You just get your ink pad and your applicator and you kind of put in there. And then I just hold my piece and I go around the edges here. And so that's what I have done for all of my pieces. Sometimes you can go back and get more ink. You probably won't need it, but I like to have a lot of ink on mine. So there you go. You can see this is one of my new vintage calling cards, which I got the original image from my girlfriend Sandy. And then I had to do some fixing up of the actual image itself, which you won't be able to see. And then I added different color backgrounds and text as well to the background, just to make them look a little different. All right, so let me get this out of the way here. All right, so the next thing that I did after I put this on was I used some pop dots to put on my Victorian calling card. And I just wanted to show you that it's, kind of important of where you're going to put your pop dots. So you want to just have one like over here and over here underneath. So let me find my pop dots and I will be right back. All right, I went ahead and I added some glue to my piece and I just went ahead and put my front and back base together. And then I added a little round circle here at the top. It's my little enforcer, which comes with the tags. And I punched a small hole through the front and back using my crocodile. So like the 1/8 inch hole, I believe it is. So just the smaller one of the two. You can see it's right here. Now, then I went and I added my other enforcer on the back. And so now I'm going to go back and I'm going to use the larger hole and the punch. And I'm just going to go ahead and punch out a larger hole, kind of like in the center of my enforcer. And that way I'll have a hole on the front and the back. And I was able to use the tiny hole to line up my back piece here, my back enforcer. All right, so next I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just put this down real quick. And like you'll notice on the tag that I did here, I don't really actually have it glued down like a whole lot, so I can easily take it off, so I can just add my other star on the back here, and the same with my candy canes and tag base. So I just need to get a picture done real quick earlier today. So I'm going to show you how to finish this up. All right, so I'm going to be right back and we'll do that. All right, I am back, and I went ahead and I just used a glue stick to glue on my star here on the front. And then I also lined up the other star on the back, and I glued it on as well. And of course, I inked all my edges with Ranger's Vintage Photo. And there is like a little tiny spot here, which I will go back and trim it, and I will do that a little bit later. All right, so I just wanted to show you how I did that real quick. I have my two candy canes, which have been inked, and I have my fronts and backs together. And then here I have my focal piece, just like I have here on the finished one. And I just wanted to show you that I have my two foam tabs here. I'm going to go ahead, and these are some that I just got, like, I don't know, at a dollar store or something, and they're really kind of hard to get the little white papers off the back. I really like the Fix-It foam tabs from Really Reasonable Ribbon, but I have used all mine up, and so I need to order some more. As soon as Bonnie gets some more in, I will be getting them. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just put this on here for placement, and I'm going to go right there. And I'm looking at it, and I think I'm going to change it. So just, if you don't press down too hard, you can still move it. Let's see, because I just want to move it to the right a little bit. There. Okay, so now I have that. And I just put the two foam tabs to the left and the right here, so I have plenty enough space for my candy canes to fit through. So, because we don't want to block the candy canes from being able to go through. So that is why I have those, just the ones like I do. All right, now I'm going to get my Merry and my Christmas, and I'm going to go ahead and add those next. So here is the Christmas, and here is the Merry. And what I did was I'm going to add a little bit of glue here. So I'm just going to grab my glue stick as soon as I find it. Okay. And I'm just going to add some glue. And just set it there for a second. And then you'll notice that with my foam tabs here, that I went and I cut some of the squares in half so that I would have a narrower foam tab. And I'm going to take that and I'm going to put this piece here on my letter M and take off the paper. So you'll see how I just kind of have it on the edge there. Okay. And then that way I'm going to line this up here. And I'm going to smush it so my glue will stick to the, I probably should have actually done this. This glue dries really quick, so there we go. So I'm going to smush it and smush down my M. So this is Merry, and I'm going to actually adjust it a little bit. There we go. All right, and now I'm going to go ahead and add Christmas. And I'm going to keep my candy canes in here just for fun at the moment, just so I can kind of see where I want them to cross. All right, and I'm going to grab a some more of the foam tabs here that I cut to a smaller size. And of course, I've just sat them down somewhere, and I don't know where I put them. And it's like I'm doing the video, but that's kind of how things go here. So I will be right back after I locate them. All right, I placed my Christmas on here, And I just wanted you to see that I have it so that I know that my candy cane here is going to be able to come down and go underneath it. So I just have two more of the little half pieces, which you'll see that I have those on there. So I'm going to remove the backing from the pop dots. There we go. And I just kind of tossed my pop dots to the side. So I just went like this, and then I didn't see them because they were upside down. So, all right, let me just eyeball this. So I'm going to put Merry and Christmas. I think I'll have it. Yeah. Let's see. There we go. That looks good enough. All right. And then, whoops, I got all kinds of things sticking to my elbow. Here, I've got my 3 little drop beads, and I am going to find my art glitter glue. And of course, you know, I haven't used it in a while, and I didn't stick the pin back in like I was supposed to. So it might take me a minute to get some glue out of here. But I'm just going to go ahead and scooch this over here, put a little bead of glue underneath my Christmas word. So I think you see it there. Yes. All right, and then I'm going to stick my beads up here. Whoops. There we go. And it'll take a little while for it to dry. All right, so I'm going to let it dry, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I just need to tell my son to be a little bit quieter. He's playing an online game with his friends, and they chat through Skype, so they get pretty excited sometimes. All right, so I have the candy cane that I'm going to tie our charm to with the baker's twine, and you'll want to make sure that you have your candy cane facing the right way. I've punched a hole using my crocodile tool in the 1/8 inch hole punch, and so I have that already. And then I came up through the back of my candy cane and up through the back of my charm, and that is just so that you have the bow on the front. All right, so I'm just going to tie a knot, and then I'm just going to tie a bow. And I'll tell you that I already did this segment like one time before, and I realized that I had tied the bow to the wrong side. So it was like on the back side, and you wouldn't be able to see it from the front. So I was like, oh my goodness, got to redo that. So I did, and you're seeing that now. All right, so I've just made my bow. I just adjusted my bow to the size that I wanted, and I'm just going to snip off my ends of baker twine here. So I am good with that. And so this is the candy cane that is going to slide right here and just kind of fit on top of this side. All right, now I'm also using some beading wire, and this is kind of a heavier gauge pink. So I'm just gonna cut off a piece. You can do yours however long you like, but I'm gonna say at least you need to have at least 6 or 7 inches here. And then I'm going to take the top and kind of bend it in half and just kind of squeeze it like this, and then give it a twist. And this one is kind of harder to work with. Usually I work with the lighter gauge, but the pink, the day that I got this, it was like the only kind they had left. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this one to squeeze down or not. So let me see if I can find a tool. But with this one, you'll notice I made like a little heart shape at the top. So I want to kind of do the same thing. And normally you're just able to squeeze it if you get like a big enough piece. So I'm just gonna make it, there we go. Now I have a heart. So we're good to go on that. So you're gonna want to find some beads. I use some pink and teal beads. So why don't you grab some beads, and then we'll start on our hanger. All right, I went ahead and I have put one pink bead on. I'm going to add another pink bead to the other side, And these are just some pearl beads that I bought from Joann's a little while back. So kind of been holding on to them, and you know how it goes. But ouch, sometimes the paint from the pearls gets stuck, and it's kind of hard to move the wire through. So now I have my two beads on, and usually the beading wire that I use is thinner, and so you would be able to thread both the wires through the openings in the bead, but because this one is so much wider, I'm having to do just one on each side. But I kind of like the artsy look that it gives my piece here. I'll show you the back here of the wire. So it kind of gives it a cool curvy offset look. So I like it. So that's kind of like a happy accident. All right, so in order to do that, you're just going to have one bead a little higher than the other one. And then we're going to cross the beads, you're going to cross the wire and give it a twist. And that will keep the two beads in place. So there you go. So now I'm going to do the same thing with my turquoisey colored pearl beads. So let me just go ahead and put these on. And these are slightly bigger. So here we go. And we'll do the same thing where we just have one slightly on top of the other or above the other one, and then bring our wires together. Here we go. And this wire is much harder to work with, like I was saying, because it's I think it's the higher the number, the heavier the gauge. I'm not too sure. I'd have to look, or maybe it's the lower the number, but either way, it's a heavier gauge. But like I said earlier, that was the only kind that they had when I bought this the first time I had seen it, so I just, you know, had to have it. All right, so now that I have this, I'm going to twist it one more time just to hold it in place. There's some other color stuff dried up, but there we go. So we have our artsy fartsy little hanger. And I'm going to go ahead and just bring this through. Actually, I'm going to take both pieces through from the back to the front. So, and I'm going to hold, I want to make sure that our hanger is upright. And it's going to be flat, so I'll bring this one up, one wire up, and then I'm going to bring up my other wire. And then I'm going to cross behind. So that I have, you know, now it's crossed in there, so it looks like this. All right, and then I have this little tool that I just got in a kit, and some pliers, and you'll notice that both of the tips are rounded all the way around, and I'm just gonna use that to curl up my ends here so they look a little prettier than just a plain piece of wire. And it's easier to work with this wire. Usually I just use like a wooden skewer, but in order to curl this one, it's much easier if you just use these little pliers. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing here to the other side. And then call that done. So, very pretty and artsy hanger. All right, now I also have a bow, which I created using my Bow It All tool, and I ran out of the beautiful silk ribbon that I had gotten from Really Reasonable Ribbon, and I just used the salmon pink seam binding, which gives you the same look, although I really like that silk, but I'm just going to go ahead and use this. And then I also created another little tiny single bow using my Bow It All tool with the ivory organza. All right, So I had these tiny, cute little gold clothespins, and I have a vintage button, and I am going to find my glue, and I'm sure it's all clogged up because you know I'm really good about forgetting to put a piece of wire in there to make it not close up, but there's some glue on here. And I'm going to go ahead and add my vintage button to the end. And now I'm going to take my little bow and I'm just going to set that right above it. And this is going to take a little while for the organza bow to dry. And so I'm going to kind of hold this in place and let that dry. And then I will be right back. All right, I'm going to go ahead and just add some glue here to the side of my focal image. And this is where I'm going to put my bow, my lovely pink salmon seam binding bow. And I think I'm going to lower a little bit. There we go. So you can see both of my turtle doves, my image. And then I'm going to put my 20mm deep ivory rose, also from Really Reasonable Ribbon, just right up here. All right, and actually I'm going to add a little bit more glue, and I'm just going to put it right on my rose petals here on the leaves. That way I know I'm getting glue where I need it to be. And just turn this back over and then set it back down. Okay, and I'm going to let that dry. I put my little candy cane back in here, and then this is now dried. And just so you know, the glitters that I used are number 267 Cheeky Pink. And I used the Cheeky Pink on my pink areas of my candy cane going around the outside of my card base. And then I used number 208 Fauna. And I used the fauna on the cream parts of my candy canes and around my Victorian trading card image and also around my little text boxes. And then I used the mint chiffon number 181 from Art Glitter. And I used that to make dots, of course, with my designer dries clear glue and fine tip applicator, which is this nice little metal piece here, just to make dots. And then I added the glue there, the mint chiffon glitter. All right, let's see. I have my tiny little button and bow that will go right here. Just gotta clip that on. There we go. Super cute. And then I think that's pretty much it for the front. So now we'll go ahead and we'll start working on the back. And all I did was tie an extra little bow here at the very top of that. But just so you get a close-up of how things are looking. Super cute. All right, so let's go ahead and get started on the back. So I will be back to do that as soon as I know everything here is dry. All right, here's kind of my plan for the back of the card or the ornament. I'm going to use the other star and the piece on earth, also from the like vintage angel Christmas ornament set, which is also this big heart here as well. And just in case you haven't seen that video, I do have a tutorial of that ornament, and that one kind of looks like this here. So you have the big star, and then you have the three angels, and of course a big beautiful ribbon bow, and then the smaller star with a piece on earth. And then here is the back, which is plain on this one. And then on my other one that I did, that I actually finished, I added the Merry Christmas text. And I have a little tiny rose on the back of the star as well. And then the front is pretty much the same on both of these. And then the other ornament that comes on this sheet, you'll get another heart shape, and you get this cute little cardinal shape, and of course the piece on earth. And so on that collage sheet, you can make both of these ornaments, the larger one and the smaller one. And so I've just used different pieces from this sheet on here. And I did have some tiny cardinals somewhere, but I don't know where they're at because I thought it would be really cute to add a cardinal here. So maybe I will still do that if I can find one. Um, but my whole plan was I was playing along with Gloria's challenge, and I wanted to use up some stuff from my stash instead of printing out some new things. All right, so what I have here are two tiny candy canes from the Vintage Pink Mitten, and I've got the fronts and the backs, and they're inked. And then all I did was glue my piece on earth to my star image. And then if you flip it over, you'll see that I have added pop dots, and I had the foam pads pretty much on here, and I've left space, and I make sure that my candy canes can slide through this area here and this area here. So I'm going to go ahead and take off this paper, which I should have already done because, like I said, I got these from like the Dollar Tree or something, and they're just much harder to get the little papers off than the Tombow Fix-It foam tabs. And then they stick to me. Stick to me, stick to me. Ugh. And I guess what I mean is when I'm pulling off the paper comes off, but it's the foam dot itself like wants to come off the project. So it's kind of like, you'll see how like when I pull it up, it's pulling up on the piece itself too. Where with the Fix-It foam pads or foam tabs from Tombow that Bonnie sells at Really Reasonable Ribbon, those don't do that. It's like you can easily take the paper off without the whole piece wanting to come off. But that's what you get when you go to the dollar store. You know, it still works. Just takes a little bit more work. All right, so I got them all off. Get that out of the way. And I just want to, I'm kind of offsetting this just a little bit. There we go. Happy with that. And then I'm just going to slide this candy cane here and this one over here. And then, of course, I'm going to add some glitter. And if you wanted, you could do another little cute bow and a button. And you could just slide it on the back there. That would be really cute. All right, so I think maybe I'll go ahead and do the glitter, but I think you've probably seen me apply glitter enough in my other tutorials that you don't need to see how I did that. But on the back, I would do the same thing. All the pink areas would get the cheeky pink. My creamy star here and the parts of the candy cane that are cream would get the fauna glitter. And then this would get the mint chiffon glitter, the bluish color. And I think that's pretty much it. So there you go. This is how it looks if you don't want to have glitter. But of course, the glitter is what makes it all beautiful and Christmassy. So there you go. If you have any questions, feel free to send me an email at heatherahudson@gmail.com, or you can contact me through YouTube or Google+. And you can also, you know, come over to my Facebook page and like my Artistic Adventures Facebook page. I would really appreciate it. And you can see all my collage sheets there, and you can see all my collage sheets on my Pinterest as well. All right, so thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day, and that if you have any of my collage sheets, that you'll find some time to make something and link it up to my Christmas challenge, which is going on right now. And all you have to use is, you know, have a Christmas theme and use two of something, and use, of course, some images from my collage sheets. So in my two of something were my two candy canes or my two turtle doves. Thanks for watching. Bye.